all you need to know, the Bloomberg Quint podcast that prepares you for the day's business.
Good morning. You're listening to the Daily Morning Update from Bloomberg Quint, and I'm Alex Matthew. Today is the 25th of June. Starting with the news back home, the Bimal Jalan panel, which is working on a report that will suggest the ideal or appropriate amount of capital that the central bank should hold, has deferred the release of the report for the second time. It will now meet again in July and submit its findings after the government presents the union budget for 2019-20 on the 5th of July. Piramal Enterprises is planning to sell its entire 20% stake in Shriram Capital to fund growth of its financial services business. That's according to a notification sent to the exchanges by the firm. The company had earlier this month sold its entire 10% stake in Shriram Transport Finance for 2,300 crore rupees. BNP Paribas Cardiff, which is the foreign partner of SBI Life Insurance, will sell up to 2.5 crore shares, representing 2.5% stake in the insurance company, for at least 1,625 crore rupees through an offer for sale. Public sector banks reported a 45% year-on-year reduction in their annual slippages in the financial year 2018-19, according to a reply in Parliament by the Finance Ministry. The ministry said the improvement in asset quality was achieved through recognition, recapitalization, resolution and reform. The process of recognition of stressed assets is nearly over and the recovery is underway, it said. Now, the government yesterday approved the Motor Vehicle Amendment Bill that proposes hefty penalties for violation of traffic norms, including a fine of up to 10,000 rupees for not providing way for emergency vehicles and another 10,000 rupees for driving despite disqualification. It turns out Indians held between $216 billion and $490 billion in unaccounted wealth abroad over various periods between 1980 and 2010, according to three separate black money studies conducted by three institutes, which are the National Institute of Public Finance and Policy, National Council of Applied Economic Research, and National Institute of Financial Management. In international news, President Donald Trump imposed sanctions on Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, and 8 senior military commanders, a provocative step designed to increase pressure on the Islamic Republic. Trump told reporters at the White House on Monday, that is yesterday, that the penalties would deny Khamenei and his office access to financial resources. The penalties won't have a significant impact on a country that's already in recession and facing heavy sanctions from the US. Still, the new restrictions serve as symbolic and a reprimand for the attacks, according to former Treasury officials. Meanwhile, fund managers don't expect much progress to be made in this week's meeting between Presidents Donald Trump and Xi Jinping, and they're sticking to their positions in the market. Most China investors see little chance that the two leaders will suddenly reach an agreement and resolve a trade dispute that has weighed on markets for over the past year. In international markets, the S&P 500 fell for the second session, stalling below last week's all-time high that was fueled by the prospect of rate cuts. The Dow ended flat while the Nasdaq declined over 0.2%. Asian markets have opened mixed, with one of the three early risers opening in the red and the other two logging only marginal gains. With that, it's over to Darshan Mehta for the trade setup for the day in India. Morning, Darshan. How are we looking today?
Hi Alex, good morning everyone. Global cues are extremely muted at this point of time and the SGX Nifty is indicating a flat outlook. But there are two OFS today, SBI Life as well as L&T Technology Services. Now for SBI Life, the offer for sale, BNP Paribas Cardiff will sell in 2.5 crore shares at a price of 650 per share. That's a discount of 8.5%. For L&T Tech, L&T will sell up to 2 lakh equity shares at a value of 1650 per share. That's a discount of 5.8%. Now both these OFSs will take place between today and tomorrow. Power Grid and NTPC have entered into a joint venture to undertake the business for distribution of electricity in various states and union territories. IFCI board approves the sale of remaining 2.4% stake in NSE, so that's positive for them. TCS acquired 15% stake from Mitsubishi Corporation in TCS Japan for $32 million. Now, TCS's holding in TCS Japan will go up from the current 51% to 66%. Piramal Enterprises says that they're looking to sell the entire 20% stake in Shriram Capital Limited. It's an unlisted company and the holding company of Shriram Transport and Shriram City Union Finance. And Piramals had invested 2146 crores in Shriram Capital. Emami, the promoters, sell in 4.5 crore shares. That's close to 10% of the equity at an average price of 271. SBI Mutual Fund is one of the buyers. They bought in 3% of this 10%. Emami says that the amount is intended to be used primarily for further debt reduction at the promoter level, but rules out any kind of further dilution in the stake, and they intend to hold a majority stake in the company. And finally, India Infoline has downgraded Dr. Reddy's to an add from a buy with a target price of 2,700. They're saying that the market share uptake in Suboxone has been slow, and the product filing of Nuvaring and Copaxone have also seen some delays, which is impacting the numbers. But there's much more you need to know before trade actually starts. For that, log on to our website bloombergquint.com and click on the All You Need to Know tab, and you will be prepared for morning trade.
Thanks, Darshan. Well, that's all we have for you on this podcast, but there's a lot more on the website bloombergquint.com, so don't forget to check it out. This is Alex Matthews signing off. Have a great day.
I hope you enjoyed listening to All You Need to Know. Did you know that you could listen to the show on the IVM Podcast app? On the IVM Podcast app, along with this, we have a number of other shows which you think you'll enjoy. Listen to Cyrus Says with Cyrus Brocha as the host. Listen to Paisa Vaisa with Anupam Gupta. The Scene and the Unseen with Amit Verma, or Shunya One hosted by Shiladitya Mukhopadhyay and myself. Check out the IVM Podcast app to get more talk content that you will enjoy.